I got another pitching question on my website today, and this one is from Brian Sendejas. I think I said that right. Anyway, his question is, hey John, I'm having a problem with my 12-6 curveball. When I pitch it, the ball goes off to my left, and I'm having a hard time controlling it. Is there any drills or tips to have a better controlled and better breaking 12-6 curve? Well, that's a great question. And Brian is a righty, first of all. So his ball, he's a righty, and his ball is breaking out to the left. Goes to his left when he's throwing it, and that's his problem. So Brian, there's a couple things you want to look for or address. Two of them are going to be mechanical things, and one of them is going to be a mental thing. Let's talk about the mechanical stuff first. First, when I see a lot of guys throwing curveballs, they're a little bit too aggressive in the back. Meaning they'll get back here and they'll pull it just like their fastball, and they'll try to throw it too hard too early. In that case, a righty is going to leave it up and out and hanging. For you, your ball is going down and to the left. So you may be cutting that off too much out in front, yanking it too far out in front. And that happens sometimes when you're not aggressive enough in the back. So I want you to try, next time you're throwing it, to think a little bit more like a fastball. Not exactly like a fastball, but I want you to think a little bit more aggressive in the back when you're going to throw it versus just smooth and yanking it out in front. Okay, so try that first of all. The second thing you want to be aware of is your wrist angle, your arm angle, and where your fingers are when you're doing that. So you really want to be on a 12-6 curve. You want those fingers right here. Let me see if I got a ball. I got a ball right here. Hold on. So you want those fingers to be on top of that ball right here when I'm coming this way. If you're down or around it or not in a good spot with your wrist, that could cause the ball to do all kinds of stuff that you don't want to do. So if you can, get yourself on slow motion video from the front. So like your camera will be right here and I'm here and I'm pitching straight towards the camera, and see where your fingers are at release point, and see your wrist angle, where your wrist angle is at release point, because that could be a cause of it as well. The last thing, like I said, one of them is going to be mental, is you want to set your sights before you throw that pitch. And what that means is when I was throwing my curveball, which was actually like a slurve ball, was I would set my sights. If I was trying to throw it for a strike, if I had a righty batter up there, I would throw it at his left shoulder and let it break into the zone. If I was trying to throw it as an out pitch, I would throw it to the catcher's glove and let it break down and out. Now, it's not just about setting your sights. You also want to take a second to visualize the pitch before it happens. Meaning you're up there, you take the sign from the catcher, okay, curveball. The catcher sets up, and you take a second. It just takes 1 second. You keep your eyes open and you visualize the path of the pitch. You see it in your mind, you see it happening out in front of you. And it just takes a second and you watch it. So you know if you're trying to throw that pitch for a strike, you know, right on the outside part of the plate to a righty, you're going to see the pitch, the plane of the pitch go in and break right to your catcher's glove. Imagining it, okay? And when you do that, your body feels it. And believe it or not, you're going to be able to feel your release point better when you do that. And it just takes a second to do. And it's the best advice I can give you for throwing that curveball more accurately. So set your sights and take a quick second to visualize it, because that's going to help a lot. And again, from the mechanical standpoint, check your grip and your wrist angle at release point, and then also just try to be a little bit more aggressive in the back versus out front. For you, most guys, it's the opposite. They're throwing it too hard too early. So if you're a guy who's airmailing your curveball all the time and it's not getting a lot of break, smooth it out in the back and finish it more out in front. So anyway, I hope that helps. If you guys have any more pitching questions or hitting questions or anything about baseball, let me know. I'd love to help answer your questions. And thanks for watching, guys. Comment below.
If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and then join the free newsletter at yougoprobaseball.com.